Hello and welcome to Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast, and let me explain to you why. There's a creation tool that's located within the Anchor app, which will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And then Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. That's also one of the perks of using Anchor. And then your podcast could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place, which is in the Anchor app. So if you want to get started, and again, it's totally free, then download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hello and welcome back to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. And in today's segment, I've been talking about colorism and why and if it does exist. And yes, it does exist. It's always been an issue with colorism. It's always been an issue with us not liking one another due to skin complexion. And it doesn't just stop at skin complexion. You know, it goes further than that. It's the same as the natural hairstyles and the permed hair. I think that's why you see a lot of women. I've never been a fan, and I have to be honest, I have never been a fan of real long weave in anyone's hair. And don't get me wrong, everyone out there, every race of women wears weave, okay? Every race of women wears fake eyelashes. So don't get it twisted. I want to say that much. But I'm talking about my race of women right now. And what I feel they're doing is they're trying to change who they are. They don't have to go natural if they don't want to. Me personally, I have a problem with them going totally. It's nothing wrong with perming your hair if you want to perm it. But when you start putting all of that fake hair in your hair, you're taking away from your beauty. But I think that society has black women feeling that if they don't have that long, straight ass hair in their hair, and that if they're not a certain complexion, or if their body isn't made a certain way, then they're not beautiful. And that's making people go out there and put all that shit in their head. And I just sit and I shake my head because I'm like, why can't you just love who you are? Stop letting society and stop letting these ignorant men out there make you feel that you're not beautiful how you are. And I have to say, God didn't create anything bad. He didn't create anything ugly. So we're all beautiful in our own ways, regardless. So why do you feel you have to put that in your hair and throw it and flaunt it to try to get someone else's attention? It should not be that way. I think that everyone needs to learn to accept who they are and how they look and stop allowing people to body shame them. They've done that with Lizzo, the singer Lizzo. But one thing about her confidence is through the roof, and that's a good thing. No matter what people say to her, I know she had a period where she broke down crying over the internet because of the way she's been treated, but she shouldn't have done that. Don't give these people the satisfaction of thinking that they've broken you down. Don't let their words do anything to you but work for you. So if they want to down you and try to downplay who you are and treat you like you're nothing and say that you're not attractive, you're not this, you're not that, prove them wrong. You become even more successful than what you are already. You make even more money than what you already made. So therefore, while those trolls are sitting back watching how you look and feeling that to them you're not attractive, you can get right there in front of them and say, okay, you think I'm not attractive, but my money sure is. And it's stacking up more and more in my bank account. Now, what do you have to say for yourself? What exactly can you say for yourself? That's how you shut down a troll. Keep doing you. But I'm just saying to all of my black women out there, we have got to do better. You got to learn to love one another. We have so much against us already. So there's no way in hell we should all be going against each other because of skin complexion. Come on, people. We got to do better than this. We should be uplifting each other, telling each other how beautiful we are, how intelligent we are, smart we are, empowering each other instead of downplaying each other out of jealousy, because that's all it is. I think that, and it's always been that way. It has always been that way. I can remember when I was acting, I was auditioning for a role in a major movie, and you had the light-complected girl sitting, and this is the weird thing about it. There was a really light-complected woman sitting to my right, and you had a darker-complected woman sitting to my left, and I was the one in between, the light and the dark. And the darker woman turned to me and said, "Oh, you'll probably get the role. You're about the brownest motherfucker they have in here." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, okay." And so the light-complected woman turns to me and say, "Oh, don't pay her no attention. She's just jealous and she's ignorant as hell." And she turned around and said, "Oh, and by the way," she looked at the dark-complected woman and said, "You break a leg, literally." And I'm like, because I was young when I was like, I had to be about 19, 20 years old. And I'm like, wow, what's going on here? And I'm just looking like, okay. I didn't say anything out of the way to the woman because I'm like wondering to myself, what is her problem? Actually, I was offered something in that role, but I was told that it had gone from partial nudity to all nudity. Okay. And I didn't want to do all nudity like that. I was okay doing partial nude, but I'm young, 20 years old, and I had a daughter, and all I kept thinking is like, okay, I have this daughter. I already pumped myself up to try to do the partial nudity scene. And I was told by the person that was, directing this, well, this is a chance that women will kill for, and you're wanting to give it up because you don't want to show your body. You have a beautiful body. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, and I would like to keep it covered. And I explained to the man, I said, I understand that, but I have a child. He said, you're not doing anything wrong. You should love yourself, love your body. I love my body, but it's my body. I don't want everyone else to see it, And again, I was about 20 years old. And I ended up saying, okay, I don't want the role. And the woman that got the role, believe it or not, was the darker woman that told me I would get it. After I turned it down, she actually got the role. And she didn't even have to, what saddened me is she didn't even have to be partial nude or nude, period. They put her in a gown. She had a nightgown. So why did they look at me? Because I had curves, and I guess I had curves and where they wanted the curves. So why the hell because originally the role called for partial nudity. And when I met the person that was doing the movie, he changed it to full nudity when I met him right in front of my face. I can recall saying, but that's not what it said. It said partial nudity. And he said, no, I just changed it. And I'm like, what in the world? Really? Did you just do this? And I didn't take it. Believe me, I had people calling me, take it. This is a chance. And, it's going to be other movies after this. I didn't take it. Because I didn't feel comfortable with it. Okay? I didn't feel comfortable at my age, at that point in my life, showing all of my assets to anybody and everybody that wanted to see it. Because I kept thinking, oh my God, my family's going to go to the movies and see me ass naked, and my kid someday is going to grow up and see mom in this movie naked. And I'm like, oh no. I can't do that. That's all that kept going through my mind. But the reason why I told this story is because not only are people bullying other people because of their skin complexion, it's because of their bodies too. Okay, so the jealousy is in everything. Okay, if your body is better than a person's, they feel that your figure is better than theirs, then they want to bully you and say ignorant things to you because they feel that you're shaped up better or you look better. It's always an agenda to why people say things to you. It could be because they don't like their own bodies. They don't like their own, complexion. And a lot of us Black women don't like our complexion. I love mine. And I tell people, yes, I used to be even really light at some point of time until I started going to Florida. When I started going to Florida, I was always outside when we would vacation and I got a little bit darker, but I'm okay with that. You don't hear me saying, oh my God, I got to go bleach and get back to the skin complexion I was before. Oh, who cares? I love my skin complexion. I love me, and anyone that knows me knows I love myself. I take a hell of a lot of pictures, okay? And I'm always snapping pictures of myself because I love who I am. And I don't need anyone to validate me, okay? So in saying that, the story, all I'm saying, I guess these stories I'm talking to you all about is just showing you it's not just colorism that's a problem. It's everything. It's people being mad about your figure, people not liking your figure, people not liking something about you. It seems like it's always something that someone is not going to like about the next person. And the thing is, if everyone just stayed in their own lanes, we wouldn't have these problems. Just stay in your lane. Let everyone else be their fabulous selves. Let them live their lives. You live your life and the world will be a better place. But no, people can't do that. You have people on the internet jealous because someone else is getting more publicity or becoming internet famous and they feel they shouldn't be because they're too dark. And, and then you have some dark females saying, okay, she's only getting that stuff because she's light complected, and they're bumping heads. And it shouldn't be that way. They should be congratulating each other and being happy for one another because they're getting what they want. But instead, they're all acting like a bunch of ignorant, immature children that don't know how to handle the situations that they're in. All of you are fine. All of you are beautiful. Deal with it. You come in all shapes and sizes and colors, okay? Just deal with it. People are sitting back reading all of these articles. They're sitting back looking at these videos on YouTube with you all arguing back and forth. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because I'm a Black woman and I'm so embarrassed of this BS. Just so embarrassed of it. And I'm pretty sure someone's going to listen to this segment and send me some dirty messages. I don't give a damn. Okay, I'm going to be the first one to say I don't give a damn. I don't care who does not like what I'm saying. You don't have to listen to my segments. But one thing I've always said from day one of the first taping of my podcast, if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to listen to it. You don't ever have to listen to one segment of my podcast. But I will not candy coat anything, and I will not hold back anything that I want to say. And what I'm saying right now is all of this bullshit that's taking place on YouTube and Twitter and everything else. It's just it's stupid, and people are showing just how ignorant they really are. And what type of role models are we making for these children that's growing up? The little chocolate girls, the little light bright girls, whatever's going on. What kind of example are we setting for these kids? You're going to have them at each other's throats the same way all of you are. Light brown against dark. Okay. Brown skin against light. Okay. Beautiful figure against, I guess, what people feel not beautiful figure. Okay. Body shaming each other. This is just a cycle that's never going to stop because we are keeping it going. People grow the hell up and stop it, okay? It's just not necessary. We are now in a new time. It's 2020. Get it together and do right by one another. Spread love, not ignorance. Okay? That's the way it should be. That is exactly the way it should be. And for all the men out there that's making these women feel that they have to do the shit that they're doing, that they have to change who they are, they have to change their look in order to get some type of attention from them, shame on your ass. Shame on you, because you're a part of the damn problem. You're a part of the problem to why certain women feel that they are so much above the others and they look so much better, because you see a lot of women saying they've tried to get in these music videos and they were told they're too dark, that they want mixed or biracial. Come on now. That's ridiculous. There was a situation with Chris Brown, the singer Chris Brown, a little while ago, where he made a statement that he didn't want ugly, dark-skinned girls coming to his party. Okay, you got to understand, he should understand dark skin, what he call little dark skinned girls, ugly dark skinned girls, is what buy his tickets as well. So when he made that comment, I have to be honest, I didn't listen to his music anymore. And I don't. And I loved his music, but I don't touch it anymore, because why the hell would you? It's your preference. I can't say that. If you like mixed or real light-skinned women, that's your preference. But don't go calling dark-skinned girls ugly. You don't want those ugly, nappy-headed dark women coming to your party. Wow. But you want them buying your tickets for your damn show. That's what I don't like. Okay, it's not the problem that you have your preference. We all have a preference in who we like or what we think is attractive. But when you stick in the word ugly and nappy-headed, man, please, that's where you've gone a little bit overboard. You know, and there's things that I'm pretty sure I can say right now about him that wouldn't be real pretty. But I'm not an ignorant person, so I'm not going to go and start calling anyone any names, but he's wrong for that. He's really wrong for that, because, you know, there's a lot of beautiful dark-skinned women. Okay. And what do you consider nappy hair? Natural by any chance? Because I have noticed a lot of black men don't like women with natural hair. And I don't care, because I must still sport my natural hair until I want to change my hair. But as it stands right now, I love being natural, and I don't see in the future that I'm ever going to change it right now. Okay. I haven't put any heat in my hair in like 4 or 5 years. Any flat irons in my hair in 4 or 5 years. I love my curls. I love my hair. And I don't care who does not like that. I don't care what comments someone might make about it. As long as I love it, I don't give a damn how you feel about it. And that's how we all should be. Your confidence should be a lot higher than what it is, and stop letting people get you to feeling some type of way about yourself, not liking how you look, not liking something about yourself. Stop feeling that you need to reach out for these people's validation. You don't need to be validated by anyone. And that's the problem out there. People feel they do need to be. And they don't. They really don't. Okay, I have enjoyed this, talking to you all about the colorism and everything, the bullying due to body shaming, everything. I just wanted to get this off my chest, because I have been reading some articles and watching these videos, and all I can do is shake my head and think to myself, I am so glad I don't deal with the nonsense. I absolutely refuse to get into what they have going on YouTube and Twitter and get in the middle of it. But I did want to put my view of how I feel about the whole situation of colorism and body shaming. This colorism really does need to stop, because, again, we're not setting a good example for these kids. And we're just making a new generation of mean girls, is what I'm going to call it. Mean girls. Because they're all going to always continue to be at their throats. We need to teach these kids that everyone is beautiful. In every shade, we're all beautiful, no matter what shade we are. as a black woman, we are all beautiful. But right now we're teaching them, okay, well, if you're too dark, you're ugly. If you're too light, you're ugly. Because you do have dark saying that the light are ugly and the light saying that the dark is ugly. It's a cycle. And all I'm saying is that we need to change it. Instead of doing that, look at each other and uplift one another and just say, you are beautiful. You're beautiful in the skin that you are in, and you don't need to change anything. There should never be a time when anyone changes anything about their skin unless it's a medical condition that you are not comfortable with your skin looking a certain way. Then if you want to go and even out your complexion, it's a difference between evening out your complexion and totally changing your color of your complexion, because there's a lot of women in Hollywood that's black that claim they haven't done it, and we know that they've done it, because one minute they're dark, they are dark, and you see them again and they're so light bright, and you're like, who is that? You have an idea who that might be, but you're trying to figure out what happened. When did they become this bright? But they would swear you up and down that they didn't have their skin bleached, when we all know it's a lie. It's an outright lie, but whatever floats their boat. Again, people, I'm going to make this last statement to my black women. Love the body you're in. Love who you are. Love the beautiful skin that God has blessed you with, and don't change it for anyone, regardless of how they feel about you. Love who you are. Okay? And I would like to thank all of you all for tuning into this segment on colorism. And until next time, take care.